Hello. Today's broadcast is work about more than just money? Well, hello. If you've not met me before, my name is Alison. I'm from Your Soul Family. There we teach techniques to enable you to feel in control of your life so that you can be more effective at work and live more harmoniously at home. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me this week. Would be good to know where you're listening from. So drop me a like if you can hear it all okay, or better still, put a comment as to where you're listening from. So today's topic is work about more than money. Well, I believe life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. At work, we are all learning life lessons, and life lessons are about things like learning to listen, managing your boundaries. And if everybody is learning their life lessons, it can be a tough environment. And at work, you can meet people the sort of people you've never met before, maybe different backgrounds, different nationalities, different cultures. And work can also be quite stressful. Maybe it's running pretty fast and you're barely feeling that you can keep on top of it. Or alternatively, you might be incredibly bored there and the days seem long and arduous. Also, many of us at work have customers. They could be external customers or they can be internal customers. But they can be quite challenging and demanding. And we can all be on the edge of where we feel that we can cope. At work, I think a lot of us, it's an opportunity to test our interpersonal skills. So they're things like communication, judgment, working within a team, and many more sorts of things about how humans interact with one another. We are all subjects of life lessons, I believe, because we're here to learn and about how we behave with one another and how we can get something done together in the most harmonious way. And sometimes, that balance between having challenges in our life, but also being within our comfort zone. And if we overstretch that, if we get one balance one way or the other wrong, that can be really difficult for us. Work can be most fulfilling, I believe, when you're just on the edge of your comfort zone, and it's sort of like an exciting edge of not quite knowing what you're doing, and yet it's not too far out there that you feel totally fearful and overwhelmed. So at work, I think you can... let's just backtrack a minute. Do you agree with me that actually work can be both challenging and rewarding? Is that your experience? Drop me a comment so that I know. Thank you. If you're listening to this on replay, I will monitor it in the coming days, and if you drop a comment, I will of work is actually you can meet lots of different people, and not all of those will be harmonious and easy. Some of those will be challenging and difficult relationships. And if you find yourself in this situation, I recommend that you try and look at it from the other person's perspective, to try and see why it is they're being difficult. Maybe there's something you don't know about. Let me tell you the story of about a young man that I coach. He's on the point where his career is just blossoming. Well, not just, but it is blossoming. He's just about to enter senior management and he's on a big project. And it was all going well. And then on the client side, there was a change of management. And the new manager, actually, I think they struggled to get a true, authentic rapport between themselves. And suddenly, out of the blue, she asked that he was taken off the project. And I think that was a big surprise to him. But when we talked it over in his coaching session, we dug down a little bit more. And if you looked at it from her perspective, there were some reasons and things that she was grappling with that might have brought this about. And some of it was where he'd had to deliver difficult messages that she didn't like. And perhaps it was a little bit about don't shoot the messenger. And he was suffering as a consequence of that. When he understood that, it put him in a different place emotionally, although clearly he will have to work that through. So do try and look at the other person's perspective when you have a difficult person. We're all in the maze called life, and we are all trying to do our best. We're not trying to be a difficult person, but sometimes it comes across like that. And there is an art, I think, for navigating ourselves through this maze called life. And I think one of them is a bit about resilience. And don't be not getting despondent when something goes wrong. We all make a mistake at some point, because that is about learning. You're not learning if you're not stretching yourself. And if you do make a mistake, the best way is to acknowledge it, to accept it, to learn from it, and then move on. And don't let it become a burden to you. And as you gain life experience, from that life experience, you're getting the opportunity to gain knowledge. And if you transform that experience into knowledge, you do get an opportunity to be able to use it again when you have a difficult situation. So remember, most people don't set out to be difficult. They probably need your compassion more than your criticism of them. So let me know, what's your experience been? Have you had that sort of situation? Please let me know. Thank you. So life is all about learning life lessons. And life lessons are about humans interacting with one another. And that's bound to be a challenge. But once you've learnt a lesson, what I've observed is that the opportunities to learn that lesson no longer present themselves in your life. So each time you learn a lesson, it is actually improving the quality of your life. Of course, you might now be presented with a new lesson, but at least you have the experience and the wisdom of the previous lesson to help you through that. And don't despair if you fail to learn a lesson, because life will present you with a fresh opportunity to learn it. And you can go into that with the learning that you achieved from the failure. And you can take that into the new opportunity and see if you can get it right this time. And in all of this, I think it's worth remembering to love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be critical of yourself. Don't listen to that critical inner voice that can be negative and erode your self-esteem and self-confidence. Life really is about living and enjoying. And work isn't all about learning. Work can be rewarding as well. So enjoy life. Enjoy the love from your friends and family. Relax. There's loads of time to learn life lessons. So you have got time to enjoy life too. And you may be thinking, oh, that's all very well. If I wasn't where I am now, I wouldn't be presented with this quite challenging, difficult situation. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, if only I hadn't done this, if only I hadn't made this decision. But my experience of life, myself, and coaching and providing life guidance to people is wherever you are in your life, you will be presented with challenges. So just thinking, oh, if only I hadn't done this, won't take away the challenges. They may present just different challenges, or funnily enough, the same challenge might crop up. So even if you move to another location, another job, another country, we actually take ourselves with us. And when we take ourselves with us, we take our experience, our habits, our behaviours, and how we interact with other people. So often the same challenges arise. What's happened to you? Do you agree with me? Do you find that actually life presents you with the challenges that you need to learn to overcome and the lessons you need to learn to achieve that? Let me know what you think. So, in answering the question, is work about more than money? Well, I think I give that a wholehearted vote of yes. It isn't just about earning a living. Yes, we all need to do that. But I think work is a rich and fertile ground to help us to be our best selves. We work with many different people that we might not naturally meet in our friends and family group. So it offers a much more diversity, and it gives you different scenarios you can practice and learn in. So I think it helps us to be our best selves. And therefore I think it's a great and fertile place to be. And you can take the pace of learning that you do. That's Alison from Your Soul Family this week. It'll be the same time next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. In the meantime, if you want to hear more or listen to more guidance about life and living, do look at my Life and Living blog at yoursoulfamily.com. There are other video blogs and articles to read about living at home and living at work. And thank you very much for listening to me this week. Bye for now.